from the award show she went to where she was super annoying.
Yeah.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not.
The multiple interviews where her co-stars were rolling their eyes at her in the interviews. Like, she was intolerable.
Right, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun being there for all my extra
Right.
takes? I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did. And then
Tom Cruise over here?
no, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Who's more tolerable, Taylor Swift or Brie Larson? For this one, I'll start off and say, when it comes to Brie Larson and Taylor Swift, I'm not a mega Swiftie or anything like that. I don't really know many of her songs other than a couple. I do like to keep my finger on the pulse of the music world. Taylor Swift, to me at least, is mildly annoying. But when I'm comparing her to Brie Larson, I would say that Brie Larson definitely takes the cake. She's someone that got thrust into she knew this. She got thrust into a very important role in the MCU. And unlike when you compare her to someone like a Gal Gadot, who Wonder Woman is a way more famous and big of a deal character versus Captain Marvel. But Gal Gadot was so humble. And that's really what I think general audiences or most general audiences are tired of these days, is seeing these actors and actresses with really cocky attitudes like a Rachel Zegler saying, oh, we didn't like the old Snow White. We changed everything. Because in the original movie, he walks up and kisses a sleeping woman. Weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing that attitude is something that most general audiences are probably tired of at this point. That's my answer for it. I think that Brie Larson is definitely a lot more intolerable than Taylor Swift.
I don't really even know why it was that like Brie Larson was supposed to be intolerable. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I think she's cool or anything. Now, I genuinely don't know why, other than the fact that everybody didn't really care as much for that movie. Like, this was going to be the new thing. And people were like, no, it's not. Like, we're not going to do that. She ended up being kind of like resented, almost like she was the face of that. Now, mind you, apparently there's a lot more to it, but I guess I have recency bias. I don't remember any reason that we were supposed to be like, she is an intolerable person, other than the fact that like maybe she was like rude to somebody one time online. I didn't look this up because I remember for the longest time, I was like, yeah, Brie Larson, man, she sucks, huh? And it's like, I don't even remember why. Like, I don't remember, other than the fact to be like, she came up at the end of Endgame and like literally just stole the show, destroyed a whole ship. Why you couldn't have done this? Like, it's like the sole factor. She's here just solely to save the day, not for anything other than that. And to me, that's kind of cheesy because we've been invested in all these other characters for so long, and all that to be I'm talking trash about the character, the movies, blah, blah, blah. Brie Larson herself, don't know. Taylor Swift literally is Michael Jackson / whatever else. She is far more tolerable than Brie Larson to me, because I kind of like some of her music. And John, you know way more of her music than you think you do. I promise.
Probably.
She's been literally dropping bangers and bangers forever. Like, you don't have to like her music, but you're like, well, I totally understand why this is like some of the biggest music for the past 20 years. It was terrible. It was a trap for ex-girlfriends, especially if you lived in the South. You'd hear all of these. You'd have to listen to all these Taylor Swift songs a million times over and over again. And after you learn them with your girlfriend, then she breaks up with you. And every time you heard those songs, and then the next album, another girlfriend, and she breaks up with you. It's just the way it worked. It was a cycle. But now it's like, hey, Taylor Swift's good for her. She's like a kind of a legend now. So yeah, I like Taylor Swift enough.
Thanks for bringing up some painful memories though, Shane.
It's a thing. I'm telling you. It's the reason for the teardrops on my guitar. That's for sure.
I love how you just drop that in there.
Well played. This does dovetail nicely into the question, because we talked about The Rock, even before we talked about The Rock as Apocalypse, talking about smelling what The Rock is cooking. Now I can't help but think of when The Rock did the lip sync of Shake It Off.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
Taylor Swift makes the world go round.
It's hard to hate on the Swifties right now, even from the football fan perspective and what she's doing to the audience and viewership there. But Brie, sorry. Aside from the costume issues that were really plaguing the internet and how she looked in it, I think we all saw all those conversations play out. Her being tied to that second Marvel movie was just the worst.
Nerd Champ's coming in the comments saying we've all been gaslight on Taylor Swift. She was a mid-level pop star for 20 years, and about 2 years ago, The world decided she's always been the biggest musical act on the planet.
That is inaccurate. That is inaccurate though. Go back to like 8 years ago, she had like the biggest album in the world. It was
I was
19.
gonna say we're probably gonna be like the complete
We're gonna
opposite.
piss everybody off.
I hate Taylor Swift. Now I think she has decent music.
I don't.
And I was gonna say Andy's probably gonna be completely.
Can I just say, can we talk about the fact that she rigged the Super Bowl? Can we just talk about like, you know,
As someone who literally listens to metal, country, pop, 80s, 70s, 90s, every genre, Taylor Swift. And I listen to K-pop. My wife is Asian. She got me into K-pop. I love some K-pop too. I listen to Lady Gaga. I mean, there's nothing that I will not listen to but Taylor Swift. I just find her music so annoying. But like I said, she's not quite as intolerable as Brie Larson. But go ahead, guys.
I think every year you see the insincerity of her career. I think there's this weird thing where she starts out as this kind of country-esque pop, and now she's morphed into something that's almost indistinguishable from like a Lady Gaga or a Beyonce. It's just generic. I think Nerd Champs is on something. A couple years ago, the shadow government, I don't know, decided that Taylor Swift will be the face of whatever's happening next. That said, why people don't like Brie Larson, like I think we're forgetting how unlikable she was in those interviews.
And so
she was the
annoying.
face of this. The first time that it became, I think, obvious to regular fans that Marvel didn't necessarily have our entertainment interests at heart. It was just money when they said you had to go see Captain Marvel to understand what was going to happen in Endgame. That was just a lie.
Dude, the
Just
blatant
not true
lie
at
and
all.
and she was the face of that. So people were extremely pissed off once they realized like her movie was inconsequential. No one needed to see that to be able to know what was going to happen.
Which, by the way, like if they had just had the beeper saying, you know, her logo and then have it just be Tony Stark, she just shows up to save Tony Stark, like no intro, I think that would have been a much cooler introduction for the character than this kind of whiny, she just needs people to believe in herself. Because and it was like, it was the quintessential, she's always been great. It's the doubters, which nobody enjoys as far as a storytelling thing. It rejects the hero's journey.
Yeah. But then her personally, from the award show she went to where she was super annoying.
Yeah.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not.
The multiple interviews where her co-stars were rolling their eyes at her in the interviews, like she was intolerable.
Right, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun being there for all my extra takes?
Right.
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did. And then
Tom Cruise, I mean.
no, I want to be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And I don't know if it was the direction of Disney for her to start spouting like some of the nonsense because she had never done that stuff in the past. I don't know if that's just she decided to take that platform because she was in front of so many people to start saying those things because she's won an Oscar. The lady didn't need to come into the MCU to become big. Like she is a good actress. I don't understand why there was like this huge change because she's become less annoying. I feel like now that she's doing other roles.
I want to call this comment out because I'm not sure myself, but I am about to find out right now who the more popular artist is. Katy Perry, Beyonce, or Taylor Swift. Here we go. Taylor Swift has 94.5 monthly listeners on Spotify, okay?
Nerd Champs is wrong.
Beyonce, 57 million monthly listeners. Beyonce. So not quite 90. What was it, 96, Shane? Help me keep track.
94.
94,
I was like, Taylor
okay?
Swift probably has the highest.
Katy Perry is not nearly as popular as Beyonce or Taylor Swift, but 64. Okay, 64 million. Another 30 million or so monthly listeners, and she will be on the level, or they will be on the level of Taylor Swift, who I don't like, by the way, but facts is facts.
I guess Queen Bee stands for B list, eh?
Yeah, I know. I'm shocked.
We got a few comments from Nerd Champs. We'll get to these real quick. We have a whole generation with crippling case of FOMO. Does anybody know what that means?
Fear of
missing out.
When Ticketmaster screwed up on the Capital One pre-sale, that made Swift the biggest star in the world.
Yeah, and then guess what? She booked a whole nother world tour and did it again, and there was no mess up. She sold all those tickets twice in a matter of 3 years. I'm telling you, listen, when it comes to Taylor Swift, it's just like so many other things. Don't make me defend her, but bro, like, because I used to be like, this is all fake. Like, there's no way that this girl is this big. But I'm telling you, for years, she's been putting butts in seats. But it's totally understandable why people are like, she is annoying.
No, that's like, no, she's definitely huge. She has like the age range is like crazy.
It's weird.
Yeah, like there's literal like children who listen to Taylor Swift and then like grandmas.
Yeah.
She has like the entire age range. That's why she's so massive.
I do think Brie Larson is more annoying. It's just I want to get my my little bit in about Taylor Swift. But
yeah, absolutely. I think that's an interesting case study that Taylor Swift. Definitely the CIA though, 100%.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's
100%
some involvement from higher powers there for sure.
Yeah, who can doubt the Swiftie effect though? Look at Travis Kelce's career. He's hosting 2 game shows, and he's like a baddie on a on a TV show on FX. I'm like,
that 80-yard run.
Kelce, who?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, Nerd Champ's coming in the comments again. All that said, she's infinity times better than Larson. I agree. I totally agree. I'm not saying now. About 2 years ago, they were all equal. Does anybody know what he's referring to there?
He's talking about Taylor Swift, Katy Perry.
Oh
yeah.
Oh
Yeah, like,
well.
he was saying, can't look it up now because now she's bigger than Jesus.
Last year, not true.